Hello everyone, my name is Devin Kilo, and today we are going to be starting the first of hopefully many CAM tutorials for the Auburn University Makerspace and for whoever else across the internet stumbles upon this. CAM stands for Computer Aided Manufacturing. Basically, it is the process of using a computer to control where a tool goes and either removes or adds material. So, first of all, because this is the Auburn University Makerspace, we are going to be using the Auburn logo as our cert piece. You can open up your model by going into this little data panel right here and either right-clicking or double-clicking your piece. And you can kind of rotate your piece using the middle mouse button and shift, and then pan around with your piece with just the middle mouse button. You also have this little cube up here. That's kind of handy. If you'll notice, we have our design, our 3D model right here, but we are not in the correct tab. We've already designed everything that we need for this. Now we need to manufacture it. So we're going to move down to the manufacturing tab. And before we can do any machining, we need to do a setup. And so that's what this video is going to be all about. It is going to be setting your origin and determining your stock size. So it should be a pretty short video. We're going to start by hitting New Setup. This tab is going to pop up. These two tabs right here with Setup and Stock are going to be your most important tabs. First thing first, this coordinate system is not in the orientation that we want it, nor is it at the origin that we want it. So we're going to fix that by going to Orientation. We're going to click Z-axis plane / X-axis. We're going to click our Z that we want. It can be any vertical line on your model. And now your Z is up and down. It's automatically going to move to your X-axis. And so now we can click this plane right here that's on the XZ plane, or we can choose this line for the X-axis. So now you'll notice that our model is, or our coordinate system is in the orientation that we want it, with X going left to right, Y going back and forth, and Z going up and down. However, your X and your Z are pointing in the wrong directions. So we're going to flip our Z, and we're going to flip our X by clicking those buttons right there that say flip Z and flip X. Lastly, for our coordinate system, we are going to select stock box point, and then we are going to click where we want that origin to be. So the area, or the point at which you place your origin, is somewhat arbitrary, but you want to do it as to where it's super easy to zero off your part, which means that you want to do it where it's convenient for you to reach that section of the part and see where end mill is going to be touching. So I picked the bottom left. That's typically what we'll do. You can either do off the bottom or off the top. It kind of depends on the type of operations and the type of part you're manufacturing. But next we're going to move into stock. We're going to choose fixed size box as opposed to relative size box, because we already have dimensions for our stock. So the stock that I'm going to give you for the CNC router cert is 8 inches by 6 inches by 0.75 inches. And so that's what we're going to set our actual stock dimensions on Fusion 360 to. That's important because if your stock is not the same size on Fusion 360 that it is in person, bad things are going to happen. So make sure that those numbers line up. You can also notice your model dimensions are down here. So you always want your stock dimensions to be bigger than your model dimensions, because if it's not, then the model is not going to fit in the stock and you won't be able to manufacture everything. Lastly, for today's video, model position we can offset for your X, Y, and Z. So if you'll notice, I just changed the offset from positive X-axis, which moved it all the way over here to the far right side of the stock. That's not ideal for this case. We want it to be centered in X and Y. And for Z, I typically like to offset from the bottom. That way we can have as much room on the top as we need. And I will offset it by 1 thou, just to make sure that we don't accidentally mill into the bed. And you can hit OK, and your stock will remain showing right here with your origin at the top left corner. And so that's it for this video. Next video, we're going to be moving into these machining tabs where we're actually going to be removing material